Dear friends in Jesus Christ, today, the 31st Sunday of Ordinary Time, the Church continues to lead us to Christ, the eternal high priest of the new covenant. The basis of this new covenant is the sacrifice of love. Christ offered this sacrifice, which gave perfect glory to the Father. So, as his followers, we, the Christians, he calls and expects us to provide the same sacrifice. The second reading is the continuation of the discourse on the eternal priesthood of Christ. The letter to the Hebrews contrasts the priesthood of Christ with the priesthood of the Old Testament. In obedience to his Father's will, Christ offered the greatest sacrifice of love with his own life. It was necessary for him to die in order to save us. However, the significant difference is that the old covenant's priesthood was terminated and conquered by death. On the contrary, Christ defeated and conquered death through his resurrection and ascension into heaven. There, he remains our eternal high priest. In today's gospel, Christ summarized the 10 commandments into 2. With the same words used by Moses, he repeated the same call in our first reading. Hear, O Israel, you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul. And then he amplified it by adding, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. It's very important. Without denying the first commandment's priority, I think the second is more challenging to fulfill, humanly speaking. If we can obey the second, then we can and have indeed observed the first. This is because God lives in our neighbor. We cannot hate or harm our neighbor for any reason and still claim we love God and his commandments. Unfortunately, due to the natural human instinct of self-preservation, pride, and selfishness, it seems practically impossible to love neither God nor our neighbor. However, Christ is not asking us to do what he could not do. He overcame all these enemies of love. Any Christian who overcomes these enemies with love sincerely. The good news is that Christ knows it is possible. If it were not so, he would have not commanded us to love. Finally, this may not necessarily mean dying on the cross as Christ did, but it is possible to demonstrate it through small but concrete gestures like a sincere smile, good works, and charity. It may not only mean doing something extraordinary, but also doing something simple. So, like Christ, our eternal high priest, when we offer this sacrifice and debt of love that gives perfect glory to God, we can sing with the psalmist, I love you, O Lord, my strength. Let us bless the Lord.